Shalom. First and foremost, I like to give all praises and highest honors to Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rabachach Ladash. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father in Paleoancient Hebrew, and Yahweh Shai being the name of the one you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. His name in Paleo, Ancient Hebrew. Double honors to the apostle, elders, a great millstone and rule well. And salutations to you few brothers that preach, teach, prophesy this word, truth and sincerity. We put our lives on the line in these last days to bring you this raw and this uncut truth. So Brother Ariaga from the Grand Rapids, Michigan camp here with another nifty lesson. Let's get into it. All right, man. So once again, we're pushing that mark. All right, we're getting on that mark of the beast. All right, because it is here. And they are putting different countries into the same category. So it's not something that's just isolated to the U.S. This is a universal thing, a system that is universal. This is why it's so important in the word to understand what the mark of the beast is. All right. And it is that RFID microchip. Okay. And the Neuralink. That is the mark of the beast. It's not an embargo or religion and all this other goofy shit. No. It is a physical mark. All right. And it is going into your right hand, whether it be your right hand or your left hand, because you're, the NFC, they push it on the left side, or whether it's in your head, regardless of its location. The reason for it is to get you plugged into the Internet of Things, a whole network, kind of like a beehive, that one entity can keep track of and basically reward you or punish you based on things that you do in society. Like we already seen the social credit system that they have in China, right? Well, this is the 5.0 of it. This is what it was originally established in China and different places for, because the ability to be able to track everything you use to buy and sell and punish you by instantly cutting off your ability to buy and sell when you do something that is not acceptable to the hierarchy. It's total control. Who was that? Alex Jones and total control. The boss was always bringing that out, but that's what it's all about. When he said that Aaron Russo interview, that's literally what it's all about. Total control. All right. They want to make themselves the new God. They want to make themselves like Yahweh. And this is through their technology. It's the only way that they can really accomplish that or even come close to being omnipotent in more than one place or being in more than one place at the same time. All right. This gives them that ability. And what they do is they utilize this ability to govern over the people, and they're also able to execute you in the same way, just by the flip of a switch, to reward you, to punish you, to execute you. This is what it's all about. All right, total control. So let's get into it, man.
Digital ID is the hill to die on at the moment, because once they get everything in, where they can completely delete you from society if you don't play ball. Because at the moment, if I go into the local shop and I go, all right, mate, blah, blah, food, blah, blah, go, okay, my card doesn't work. All right, there is money on it. We've all been there. Card doesn't work. Oh, that's annoying. All right, well, I've got some cash. Gosh, fine, I've got it. If you take cash away and it's gone, and it's what they want to do, and they did it through COVID, didn't they? They gave people the excuse to stop taking cash all of a sudden, when that was illegal before. You had to take it because it was legal tender. Since COVID, it's fine, yeah, we don't take cash, we're cashless now. Suddenly, the state can control whether you can eat, what you can do. That's huge. It can control where you can go, where you can spend your money. So, I can go into a grocery store. Everything's attached to my digital ID. All of my money, everything is there. My compliance score, the whole lot of it is all on there. And if I want to go and buy a couple of rump steaks, well, no, you had steak last week, son. All right, it won't let me buy that then. And people think that's far-fetched. They think that the idea of that is crazy. And then you say, well, you do know in China that millions of people aren't allowed to use public transport because their social credit score is too low. And they look at you with a fluoride stare of like, no way. Yeah, wait. Yeah. And that is exactly the world that they want for the rest of us.
We're developing through technology an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So, individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet, but this is something that we're working on.
Digital ID is the hill to die on at the moment. Because once they get everything in,
that's all they want to do is keep track of your every movement. That and what did Trump do? Talked about getting rid of free speech, the constitutional right of free speech, because it incites insurrections, right? That was his reasoning behind it. But that's also leading to the famine of the word. Okay. Because the whole uproar is the word spreading. And the man of the Lord, putting this word out. Even GPT knows who, the men of great millstone, the elders of great millstone, the apostles and the brothers of great millstone and doctrine that we push. I mean, Chat GPT, like, damn, dog. Like, what can you say? Like, they can say, oh, you guys are just cults and you blah, 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 and all of that. It's to the point where Chat GPT recognizes the doctrine that Great Millstone pushed because it's so universally impactful. And that's one of the main reasons why they've been putting their foot on the gas as of late, because the more this word goes out, the more of our people are awakened, the elect of our people, because 2/3 of our people are going to just be blinds at a leader of the blinds. But, that strikes fear in their heart, seeing us uprise and find out who we are and our true nationality. And this is one of the systems, the main key point of the system that they want to establish to basically cut that off from making that, a major possibility. All right. But it's going to happen because it's prophecy. Most High already prophesied these things to take place through his prophets. So it's going to take place anyway. Revelation 3:16. And he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right. That RFID microchip and that Neuralink. Hold on. Now, this right here. All right. This is what it's all about. This is the RFID microchip. All right. What they want to make mandatory. Okay. Goes into your hand. Right. And it's not something that you can just get and take out at home, just cut it out with a knife, because it has hydrogel, I think it is. I forgot what it's called, but it's a biogel that, makes it basically bond with your body. So it's not something that you can just easily take out without doing some kind of, damage to your own body. But that's what it's all about. The Neuralink. All right, Elon Musk says Neuralink will cost similar to an Apple Watch. Bam. And they already have several individuals that they have, put this Neuralink in successfully, or what you would consider successfully, or at least what they would consider successful. All right, that is the direct premises of it. Look at it. He got it in his hand. And these Edomites love that shit. They're proud of that. Look, I got this chip, this nifty chip. I can buy some gas and fucking some hot dogs and beans and, pay my rent and shit with this swipe of this chip. I'm so fascinated, I love that shit. Revelation 13-16, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. That mark, the word mark there goes back to charagma, or the cutting and the incision in the flesh. Palisade is basically the tool that they use to inject it, that big hypodermic needle. These things are the tools of the New World Order. All right. Their right hand and their foreheads. It says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that hath the mark, and the name of the beast, or the number of his name, which we know is 666. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600, 66. All right, so that's what it's really all about. That's the system that they are making mandatory right before your eyes. Give you another example.
You're about to see is what happens when you don't comply with the agenda.
I'm in the middle of traffic, bro. Would you look at this shit, bro? Look, I can't. Look, everything is locked. Cybertruck deactivated. Look at this shit, bro. Cars all on the side of me, bro. What the bro, I gotta call a Tesla, bro. What the bro? Like, what the fuck? I can't move the car, bro. I'm stranded as hell no, bro.
It says Tesla Cybertruck deactivated. But he got a cease and desist letter. So that apparently that's a rapper. His name is, I think, Big Huey. And because he was filming his music video using this Tesla, but he was doing things that Tesla don't approve, they decided to deactivate his Tesla. So that means you buy it, but they control it. In Washington, D.C. now that we have control. Everybody who's not compliant, shut off their electricity. It's all smart meters, deactivated. All these new vehicles, GM, Chevy, Ford, Tesla, they all have smart assist and smart controlling computers. Shut them off. You're going to get into your car, deactivated. So you try to go back into your house so you can call somebody and your garage door opener doesn't work. Deactivated. Your front door won't unlock. Deactivated. Try to call on your phone. Deactivated. You are deactivated.
All right. So, looking at that, that's how they have it set up, because just like the Most High, chasten you. He'll punish you. You do the things that he basically ordained us not to. What does he do? He punishes us. All right. And what are they doing? They're using this system to punish anybody who is against their agenda. Ezekiel 28:2, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because thine heart, your mind is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God. I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the seas. The seas are a vast amount of people. Yet thou art a man and not God, though thou set thine heart as the heart of God. Who's doing that? Esau Edom, so-called white man. This is his kingdom, which is rapidly fading. And this is the mind state that he has, the proud mind state that he has. Okay? And you can see that every single day. That's why it says thy heart is lifted up. They think they're God. They think, and God just means power. It's not Yahweh. It's not his little name. But they want to be in the place of Yahweh. They want to have that ability. And what gives them, these enhanced abilities to do these things is that technology. That technology is their spiritual power. It says, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. And what's one of the ways that they do that? I mean, shit, everything is digital. You put any information in your phone, let alone if you get that chip put in you. Not even one thought that you have is safe. They'll literally know what you're thinking. Not just what you're buying and selling and eating and drinking, what you're thinking. And with that, they can really, fancy themselves gods. And that's really what the original agenda is. But to be able to accomplish that, like the George Guidestone said, they wanted to get rid of, I think it was like 500 million people on the planet. All right. Useless eaters so they can start over in their own image. Like, you think you was Yahweh once again? This is their man-made flood. Okay. It said, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast got thee riches, and has gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. And that's what you see now. This is the number one. It's going to be the number one export is going to be that chip, because right now America has they basically have a foothold in Taiwan, right? That being a democratic nation. And so Taiwan, that country, that little island, makes some of the best chips in the world, major manufacturer of the chips. And whoever has, that foothold over Taiwan has that ability. And so with that, it's all about becoming a financial monster, a powerhouse, to have all the resources and the ability to do these things so you can corner the market. Recently, they talking about putting 100% tariffs on China because they refuse to let them have access, America have access to their natural resources. And we also saw Trump, get on Zelensky, when he snapped on him and Vance snapped on him in the White House, because it was all about them getting Zelensky to sign over their natural resources of Ukraine. Okay. That's what it's all about. Why? Because that's true power. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of God. Behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. And so all of these nations is going to get a piece of America's ass, because
they all have.
Everybody's fed up, dog. Okay.
Exactly what it is.
Let's get
so
it.
while we're all, I confirm. And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this parliament. We spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that.
Well, you just heard it straight from the horse's mouth. This has been a part of the globalist parasites plan for the longest time. Digital ID, the chip that you're going to get in your hand to pay for things, is the mark of the beast, as spoken about in the book of Revelations. Guys, notice he said, we're going to give you a free digital ID. If something is free in this world, then you are the product. Think of what was happening in 2020 with all this stuff, guys. Think about that. If you just blindly accept these things, then you are blindly accepting slavery straight up. I do have a lot of hopes that humanity is going to stand up and not accept this shit, because we can't. So the time is now to come together. Peace and love.
And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work
by the end of this parliament.
Making it mandatory. Digital ID, making it mandatory. What does that sound like? Just sounds like the scriptures I just read to you. Okay, you want to make himself God, exalt himself as God, and exercise some of the similar abilities. Like I said, the omnipotence, know where you at, what you doing, so on and so forth. They can do so by the forced implementation of the mark of the beast. Pick your poison. You want your head, your hand, or both,
And that is why I confirm, starting next month, there will be a significant change in how authorities can access your phone. From now on, authorities will be able to review your device at any time without needing prior notice or your permission. This means that your messages, photos, apps, and even private conversations could be checked instantly. To make this possible, AI-powered scanners will be placed in major cities like London, Manchester, and Birmingham. These devices will ensure consistent checks are carried out on mobile phones across the country. It will affect everyone: students, workers, families, and businesses. The goal is to provide a safer environment for all, but it also represents a shift in how privacy is managed. Once access is granted, it won't stop at your phone. Your personal data may be managed differently, and there could be implications for how your information is handled across platforms. This isn't just about mobile phones. It's about redefining privacy, trust, and how our most sensitive information is processed. We're now at a point where personal space is being viewed in a new light. I confirm.
Yeah. Personal space. Your privacy is a thing of the past. And people willingly have shit like Alexa in their house and shit like that, and Chat GPT through Alexa and these different things. And they always Alexa's always monitoring. Okay. Which even they have that, and Chat GPT have the ability to contact the police if they hear some things that they don't like. And you can look it up. All right, you can look that up. The problem is right now, they want to make sure that you bow down to that image of the beast. And you have to do so willingly. It's not like they can just sneak the chip into your cereal or something like that, sneaking into your meal and you consume it or something. No, this is something that you have to be willing to take, because that's how craft and sorcery work. All right. You have to want to be enchanted. All right, because it's all about separating the hopeful elect, the elect that will deny it, from the majority that will accept it because they want to continue to live life as it is now. You know what I'm saying? They want everything to go back to normal.
There is this new Palantir commercial ad that just came out that you guys need to check out. You guys do remember who Palantir is, right? The new data integration company that's helping the Department of Defense, the IRS, the DOD.
Also, fair use. All right. Fair use.
And all and ICE, the people's handling immigration. But check this thing out, y'all. This is crazy.
Good morning, citizens. Your overnight account balances have been updated. Time to start a productive day. Final notice, your account balance is below 500. You need 50 credits by the end of the day to avoid automatic eviction. If you have missed work due to illness, you must provide a doctor's note to reclaim your credits.
Any extra credits? Please.
Tensions are high today, with more people planning to join the Citizens Against Digital Control protest. Remember, the government knows who you are at all times. Resisting is not worth the consequences. All of their newest social credit systems are designed to keep you and your families safe and efficient.
Authorities seized a record balance of an individual's credits, citing excessive hoarding.
Traffic violation detected. 7 miles per hour over the limit. 75 credits have been automatically deducted.
You have to be fucking kidding me.
Yep, you got the flu.
Your blood work shows a significant iron deficiency. I recommend incorporating more red meat into your diet.
Dr. Jones, your taxes were not filed and have been automatically deducted with late fees. Your medical license has been revoked.
Oh, hell nah. I filed an extension.
Purchase denied. Monthly red meat allowance exceeded. Try mealworms instead.
Can you guys please let me through?
Attention. Unauthorized political gathering detected. Participants' access to financial services has been suspended. Due to the speeding infraction, your car will be immobilized for 3 days.
Fuck you! Take your surveillance policies and rot in hell!
You've earned 50 bonus credits for reporting your neighbor's hateful misconduct. This content exceeds your current social credit tier. May we suggest citizen responsibility? Sarah, open the door. You have been identified by the authorities. Don't resist. Don't resist. Don't resist.
There is this new Palantir commercial ad that just came.
That shit is wild, but this is what they want to do. To feel like gods in this society, this is what they want to do. And look at that. People, they already got Cash App. So, don't be surprised. People hit you up and shit. You'll be like, oh, no, I'm sorry. You have any change? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have any cash on me. That's why I got a Cash App. You know what I'm saying? You can just put it on there. Or you know what I'm saying? They already getting people socially accustomed to, dealing with digital currency, right? So they're just upping the ante and taking it to the next level. That's all they do. This is all they're doing, all right?
Digital IDs. Why is Vietnam the testing ground for the new banking order? Well, recently, Vietnam imposed a
Fair use.
requirement for a digital ID, including a biometric scan of everyone in order to have a bank account. And what they did to enforce this is they closed 86 million bank accounts and seized all of the assets in those accounts. So the owners of those accounts have no ability to do banking or access their funds because they chose not to sacrifice their privacy and submit to this biometric surveillance tracking mechanism. Well, this is not something that is going to stay in Vietnam. This is a test because if we look at, for example, what's going on with the European Central Bank and digital ID initiative in Europe, as well as the Real ID and the CBDC system FedNow being imposed in the United States, we can see that it is coming to us as well. So what are you going to do about it? Why is Vietnam?
Either you gonna get down or lay down. Either way, you don't have the Heavenly Father's blessing. It's a wrap, dog. It's gonna be a wrap. It's gonna be all she wrote. Yes, it's coming to America. Like Eddie Murphy. All right? It's coming to America. Like Arsenio Hall. This is happening. Prince Hakeem, God damn it. This chip is here.
There's a coordinated global policy push for digital IDs as the new form of government-issued identification credentials. And they're essentially all based on your biometric data, which can be your fingerprints, your face, the iris of your eyeball. And the idea is essentially to collect all of that data and have it housed or have it tied directly to your digital ID. So your physical ID will be mapped to the digital ID. Digital IDs are not really a separate project from CBDCs and this new digital financial system. And UN documentation and also documentation from the Bank of International Settlements, they very overtly state that CBDCs and digital IDs are meant to go together. And without digital IDs, the CBDC digital finance system cannot exist. One of the reasons it can't exist without that is because of the KYC functionality built into this digital financial system. They have the know your customer protocols. They have to know who you are. And so they want to have your wallet tied to a digital ID and have that digital ID be mapped to your physical ID through the biometric data collection. So there's different efforts to make digital IDs either as NFTs, non-fungible tokens. There's also the efforts of Sam Altman of OpenAI and his WorldCoin project, whereby you scan your iris, you give them the biometric credentials of your eyeball. They give you a unique identifier, a digital ID, and it's inherently tied to a digital wallet. That is the same model the UN is using. They've already implemented it for refugees getting food assistance from the World Food Program. It's called Building Blocks. It's on blockchain. It involves refugees scanning their irises. In order to buy food or receive their rations, they have to check out of a grocery store style place in the refugee camp, and they check out biometrically with an eyeball scan, and then the amount of food they have, the monetary value of that is subtracted from their digital wallet connected to their digital ID and their iris. So ID 2020, the UN and other stakeholders in this particular sphere often argue that the reason this is necessary is because of what they call the identity gap. And the identity gap is the claim that the lack of digital ID is preventing people, mainly the world's poor, from accessing essential services, whether it's banking, whether it's education, whether it's healthcare. They claim the only way for these people to be able to access these services is to onboard them to these identity schemes. There's a coordinated global policy push for digital IDs.
Onboard them to these digital identity schemes. And what happens when you get on board with it? Everything is just fine and dandy? No. All right. I was just looking at how 5G is, they basically showed how, let's just get it. All right. I thought I had the video. Guess I didn't save it. Okay. If I come back around it again, I will save it and utilize it. But once again, check this out, okay?
Oh, you son of a bitch. They're doing a full lockdown of the UK. So listen to this one now. They're not just introducing the UK digital ID. They're saying that every UK citizen has to be in bed by 10 p.m. They are also looking to turn off the TV and internet by 10 o'clock. They claim it's to reduce digital addiction. They say too many people are spending far too much time online. But they don't just stop there. They're saying by April 2026, they're going to be stopping Google Maps, GPS, and all satellite navigational systems. Why are they doing this? They say anybody breaking this law or found awake after 10 p.m. will be fined on the spot. They say even the internet suppliers will be supporting the UK government by informing them who's online and who is active past 10 p.m. And in some cases, they're just going to turn off your internet completely. So it seems that there's more to worry about than the digital ID. It seems that they're going to be doing a full lockdown.
What's wrong with that?
You son of a bitch. They're doing a full lockdown of the UK. So listen to this one now. They're not just introducing the UK digital ID. They're saying that every UK citizen has to be in bed by 10 p.m. They are also looking to turn off the TV and internet by 10 o'clock. They claim it's to reduce digital addiction. They say too many people are spending far too much time online. But they don't just stop there. They're saying by April 2026, they're going to be stopping Google Maps,
GPS, and all satellite navigational systems. Why are they doing this? They say anybody breaking this law or found awake after 10 p.m. will be fined on the spot. They say even the internet suppliers will be supporting the UK government by informing them who's online and who is active past 10 p.m. And in some cases, they're just going to turn off your internet completely. So it seems that there's more to worry about than the digital ID. It seems that they're going to be doing a full lockdown on the UK.
I mean, these motherfuckers went so far as to tell your ass when you got to go lay the fuck down at 10 o'clock. God damn. Now, let me tell you something. For some people, that might not be too bad, but for somebody like me, I'm a night hawk, dog. I am accustomed to getting a lot of my work done in the nocturnal wee hours. All right. It's just been like that my whole life since I was a child. I worked well in the military and doing security and certain jobs. But that's what they want to do. They want to control every move, every little step I take. You will be there every little step I make. Yeah. We'll be together. Yeah. That's what they want to do. They want Bobby Brown, y'all motherfuckers, man. Yeah, I want to be able to be right there when you take every little step you take and you make. They want to know who you having sex with. All of that, dog. All of it. These motherfuckers told UK order citizens sleep by 10 p.m. or pay £100. You out your fucking mind, dog. Yet, this is Isaiah 59:4. Said, none calleth for justice, nor any pleadeth for truth. They trust in vanity and speak lies. They conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know who that they are. Okay? It says, let's do that again. Isaiah 59:4. None calleth for justice, nor any plea for truth. They trust in vanity and speak lies. It says, they conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity. Esau, Edom, that nation loves anarchy. That's the whole do as thou wilt spirit. All right. And it says, nor any pleadeth for truth. They trust in vanity. And this whole country is just built on vanity. So vanity just goes back to evil. All of this stuff that they love to do, everybody want to do what feels right to them. And democracy basically gave you the right to do that as long as you bow down to this system, to the beast. You want to be a homosexual, you can do that. You want to be a child molester, a MAP, a minor attractive person, you can do that. As long as you bow down to this system and get the chip. Isaiah 59:7. Their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed innocent blood. Their thoughts are thoughts of iniquity, wasting and destruction are in their paths. And all of this is leading to waste and destruction. Look at all of this chaos that's going on with the whole ICE and military, working against local law enforcement and people. I mean, it's chaos. Okay? But that's where they thrive. Excuse me. That's where they thrive and do most of their handiwork. All right? When their feet run to do evil. A lot of their handiwork gets done, when, they destroy shit. Destroying the old way of life and introducing a new one, one that's more controlled, that's just, in general, wicked as hell. And you have to get down with that system or be considered the enemy of that system. It says, Isaiah 59:8, the way of peace they know not, and there is no judgment in their goings. They have made them crooked paths. Whosoever goeth therein shall not know peace. So if you think that everything is going to be everything after you get that chip in your head or your hand, you got another thing coming. It says you shall not know peace. All right. Just recently, Trump talking about, he was talking about that now we can have peace and safety and all this other shit. He just had a tweet that was saying that, or, whatever on Instagram or on X, the X platform, whatever. Let's see. It says, and they've been, hold on. Yeah. So this whole system is just set up to collapse on everybody. And whether you get the chip or not, you're going to fucking be punished because you get the chip, it's going to destroy you. Most High is going to destroy you, man. You shall not know peace, man. This is Jeremiah 9:3. And they bend their tongues like their bow for lies, but they are not valiant. For the truth upon the earth, for they proceed from evil to evil, and they know not me, saith Yahweh. Yeah, 2/3 of our people is on that same energy, just falling into Esau. It's natural for them to do it. All right. It's just in their DNA, in their genetic makeup to be the devil. But 2/3 of our people, they start conforming to this society, willingly, because they want the accolades and they want to get rich or die trying. They want to be paper chasing when we are here salvation chasing, It says, from evil to evil, and they know not me, saith Yahweh. Yeah. And that's the problem. That's why they don't even hold them in their thoughts. 2/3 of our people are Esau. It said, take ye heed, everyone, of his neighbor, and trust ye not in any brother. For every brother will utterly supplant, and every neighbor will walk with slanders. And they showed you that with that social credit scene. Dude got 50 credits just for filming her kicking her car and talking shit about the system. Yeah, man, it's going to come a time where people that you call your brothers, you will not, that have not been tried and tested, you're going to find out real quick that, as soon as their food get low or they get put in a tight situation where it's going to be a life-altering situation for them and their family, they will not hesitate to sell your ass out or do what they have to do to maintain their way of life. It says, and they will deceive everyone his neighbor and will not speak the truth. They have taught their tongues to speak lies and weary themselves to commit iniquity. All right. And that's what this whole facade is in this kingdom. Everybody feels happy and I feel that they can live this facade. Oh yeah, you look beautiful knowing you look ugly and set you, oh girl, your hair look good. And it just be looking like shit, you know. It's just the simple things, the small things all the way to the large things. They allow you to live these lies in this society. Okay? Speaking the truth, you start speaking the truth and they look at you fucked up. Oh man, nigga, man, what's wrong with you, nigga? Just negative as fuck. Like, man, it's the reality though. I'm telling you the truth. It says, and weary themselves to commit iniquity. Yeah, these motherfuckers tire themselves out trying to do some wicked shit. It says, thine habitation is in the midst of deceit. And through deceit, they refuse to know me, saith Yahweh. And that's just this system in general. This is why that chip is going to be able to thrive for a time and a season amongst 2/3 and these heathen nations. But a lot of people are not going to be down for it, but the vast majority is going to get down because they have no faith. And they're going to need to eat and drink and what have you. And they want life to go back to the way it was. And they're going to conform. The reality is this system is here, this chip is here. And all you can do is just maintain your faith, because when it becomes necessary to make that stand for each and every individual person, because each and every individual person is going to have to make that decision. The Most High is going to find out who you really believe in and what you are willing, what foundation you have to stand on. And if it's not in his name and in his son's name, if thou canst tell, then it's a wrap. The name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, and his son, the one he ignorantly called Jesus Christ's name, is Yahweh Shai. You better wake up to the truth, get yourself and your household in order. I pray you will edify. Till the next time I bid you, Shalom.